Do you want to improve your credit score to 800 in just 6 months? Now that's a goal worth pursuing. A good credit score is your golden ticket to a world of financial opportunities. Imagine having the power to secure the best interest rates on loans, or getting approved for that dream apartment. That's what a high credit score can do for you. But what exactly is a credit score? Well, it's a 3-digit number that lenders use to determine your creditworthiness. It's like a financial report card, and the higher your score, the better. This score is calculated based on several factors: your payment history, the amount of debt you owe, the length of your credit history, and more. Improving your credit score isn't just about crossing that 800 mark. It's about building financial stability and freedom. Ready to make your credit score soar? Let's begin. Before we take off, you need to know your starting point. Picture your credit score journey like a road trip. Without knowing where you're starting from, reaching your destination can be a confusing, meandering mess. So, how do we find out where we're starting from? First things first, we need to check your credit score. This is as simple as visiting one of the 3 major credit bureaus: Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax. Each of these bureaus is obliged to provide you with a free credit report once every 12 months. However, be aware that each bureau may report a slightly different score, so it's wise to check all 3. Once you've got your credit report in hand, it's vital to understand what it's telling you. Think of your credit report as a financial report card. It details your credit history, including your payment history, the amount of credit you've used compared to the total credit available to you, the length of your credit history, and any recent credit inquiries or applications. The next step is to identify the factors pulling your score down. These could be late payments, high credit utilization, or even errors on your credit report. It's important to remember that not all credit score components are weighted equally. Payment history, for instance, has a far greater impact on your score than recent inquiries. Understanding these factors and their weight can help you prioritize your actions. If you have a history of late payments, for example, focusing on making future payments on time will have a more significant impact than reducing the number of recent inquiries. On the other hand, if your credit utilization is high, meaning you're using a large portion of your available credit, you might want to focus on paying down your balances. High credit utilization can give lenders the impression that you're overly reliant on credit, which can negatively impact your score. Now that you know your score, let's work on improving it. Remember, understanding your credit score is just the first step on the road to financial health. Stay tuned as we navigate the path to a higher credit score together. Did you spot something fishy in your credit report? It's time to dispute it. When it comes to your credit score, accuracy is paramount. A single error can significantly impact your score and hinder your financial journey. If you've spotted inaccurate information on your credit report, don't fret. We're here to guide you through the process of disputing these inaccuracies. First off, let's understand what kind of inaccuracies you should be on the lookout for. These could range from incorrect personal information to false claims of late payments, or even accounts that you never opened. If you notice any of these red flags, it's time to take action. So, how do you dispute these inaccuracies? It's quite straightforward. Your first step is to write to the credit reporting company, detailing the inaccuracies you found. This letter should include your complete name and address, a clear identification of each item in your report you dispute, and a request for the removal or correction of the information. To support your claims, attach copies of documents that can validate your dispute. Once the credit reporting company receives your letter, they must investigate the items in question, usually within 30 days. They'll then forward all relevant data you provided to the organization that provided the information. If this organization finds the disputed information to be inaccurate, they must notify all 3 nationwide credit reporting companies so they can correct the information in your file. But what if the dispute doesn't go in your favor? Well, you can ask to include a statement of the dispute in your file and in future reports. This way, anyone who gets a copy of your credit report will also get a copy of the dispute statement. Disputing inaccuracies may seem like a daunting task, but it's a crucial step towards maintaining a healthy credit score. After all, your credit score is like a financial report card, and you wouldn't want any undeserved red marks on it, would you? Remember, accuracy is key to a healthy credit score. Scene script, debt, the 4-letter word dragging down your credit score. It's a universal truth that nobody likes being in debt. Yet it's an issue that a large number of us face. But what if I told you that paying off your debt is not just about freeing yourself from financial burden, but it's also a key strategy to boost your credit score? Yes, you heard it right. Paying off debt can significantly improve your credit score and brighten your financial future. So, how does this work? Well, your credit score is like a financial report card. Lenders, landlords, and even employers use it to determine how financially responsible you are. One of the main factors affecting your score is the amount of debt you owe. This makes up about 30% of your credit score. So, if you're carrying a high balance, it's likely dragging your score down. But don't fret. There are strategies you can employ to pay off your debt and give your credit score a much-needed lift. One such strategy is the snowball method. This involves paying off your smallest debts first, while making minimum payments on your larger debts. As each small debt is paid off, you gain momentum and motivation to tackle the next one, just like a snowball rolling down a hill. Alternatively, you could use the avalanche method. This involves paying off your debts with the highest interest rates first, thus saving you money in the long run. It's like stopping a financial avalanche before it buries you. Remember, the road to a high credit score is a journey, not a sprint. It's about making consistent, responsible financial decisions. So, start chipping away at your debt bit by bit and watch your credit score rise. In conclusion, paying off debt is a crucial step in improving your credit score. Not only does it lighten your financial load, but it also demonstrates to lenders that you are a responsible borrower. So, make a plan, stay disciplined, and before you know it, you'll be well on your way to financial freedom. Debt-free is the way to be for a high credit score. Habits, good or bad, make us. Let's make your credit score with good habits. In the world of credit, timely payments are the king. Making your payments on time is the cornerstone of good credit habits. It's not just about avoiding late fees. On-time payments can make up a whopping 35% of your credit score. That's more than a third. So, set up those automatic payments or mark your calendar. Remember, every payment matters. Next, let's talk about keeping your credit utilization low. Your credit utilization is the percentage of your available credit that you're currently using. The golden rule is to keep it under 30%. So, if you have a credit limit of $10,000, aim to keep your balance under $3,000. This shows lenders that you're not dependent on credit, and you know how to manage it wisely. Lastly, let's touch on the habit of not applying for new credit frequently. Every time you apply for credit, it can cause a small, temporary dip in your score. This is known as a hard inquiry. While 1 or 2 hard inquiries aren't a big deal, having several within a short period can make lenders think you're a high-risk borrower. So, apply for new credit sparingly and only when necessary. Building good credit habits is like building a house. It takes time, effort, and consistency. But once it's built, it provides shelter and security. Your credit score is no different. A strong credit score can open doors to better loan terms, lower interest rates, and more financial opportunities. In conclusion, good credit habits are essential in raising your credit score. Timely payments, low credit utilization, and not applying for new credit frequently are the bricks that build your credit score house. And remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time to see improvements, but with consistency and discipline, you'll see your score climb. Good habits are your ladder to a credit score of 800. So, ready to take your credit score to new heights? Let's recap what we've covered today. Understanding your current score is the first step. Know where you stand, what factors influence your score, and recognize areas for improvement. Next, don't let inaccurate information weigh you down. Dispute any errors promptly to keep your credit report clean and accurate. Then, tackle your debt head-on. Pay it down, manage it well, and watch your credit score climb. Finally, build good credit habits. Consistently make payments on time, keep your credit utilization low, and avoid opening too many new accounts at once. Remember, improving your credit score isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It requires patience, discipline, and a solid strategy. With these steps in your financial flight plan, you're set to soar to a credit score of 800 in just 6 months. Good luck on your journey.